Welcome along, folks, to another episode of Life in the Fast Lane. Today, I'm joined by one of the three Volkswagen factory drivers for the 2019 ITC Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Karthik Tharani. Karthik, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Good
So,
to be here.
one thing about Karthik that completely baffles me is the amount of championships and races that he's won. Karthik, can you just give the viewers a good idea about what you've done so far?
So I've been racing for about 8 years now. I started out in touring cars, a different approach to how people go about racing. I didn't do any go-karts. So 2011 was when I kind of started dabbling with the Indian junior touring cars in a kind of a mildly modified S-Team. And then in 2013 I jumped on board with the Volkswagen Polo R Cup back then. And in 2014 I won the championship with Volkswagen, and ever since then I've been associated with them, as a test driver and later on as a driver coach now. And 2014 to 15 was a big jump for me because I went from touring car racing to single seaters, but was able to adapt, and I won the MRF national championship in the Formula 1600 class. 2016 I finished second in the same championship by a few points, but I got invited to the Mazda Rotary Indy selection. Unfortunately couldn't make it, but it was still a fascinating experience there. 2017 I was actually without a drive in circuit racing because of funding, but I was actually working on the development of the AMIO Cup race cars,
Right.
and even through the course of the year, I was able to participate in the National Drag Racing Championship as a factory program with the AMIOs in a different spec, and we actually went on to win it. It was a very surprising year because you think you were not going to be winning anything and you win a championship. In 2018 I was back in a proper racing car in the JK Tyre, the Euro JK18 Championship, and I won that last year. So in 2019 racing the ITCs. It's been a good run.
Karthik, I think you should tell the viewers what you haven't won more than what you've won, because you've had such a brilliant resume in terms of racing. How are you able to keep it up all these years? I mean, as you mentioned, you had a gap in 2017, but still to come back in 2018 and to win the championship. How does that all happen for you?
I don't know. I mean, I think I've always kept myself fit, whether I'm racing or not. The work still happens. 2017, although I didn't have a drive, every single day was spent in the gym, preparing for the future. And not only that, it's also a lot of time on the simulator to keep myself as sharp as I can possibly be without, blowing my wallet. Then it also comes down to hunger, how badly you want it, I guess, and also if you work hard enough and if you put your mind to it, and also there's a little bit of luck in everything that you do in life, so it has to all fall into place, and once it does, the motivation sometimes, it kind of dips when things don't go your way, but you also have to just take it as it comes and keep moving forward.
Right, let's go back to 2018, the Euro JK18 final at the BIC. It was a neck and neck tie pretty much between you and Nayan Chatterjee, and in the very last race you were able to pip him and win the championship. What was the feeling like? I mean, going into the last round of the entire season, the last race in fact, how did it all come together, and what did you feel when you crossed the finish line as the champion?
Yeah, it was a fantastic feeling because coming into this championship itself, it was a lot of doubts because once you have like a year of not competing and you see your other competitors fresh after a year of racing, so you're kind of like, okay, do I still have it? So to start off the championship, the first thing was to get my confidence back that I was still able to win, and I won on the first race. So then it was a matter of like, okay, let's put our head down. But the fascinating thing about the final round in the championship was that me or Nayan, we were kind of like the underdogs. It was actually Ashwin who was leading by quite a bit.
But in the end,
but we both of us were able to, we were. I think Nayan and I had the best pace of the lot in that weekend, at least. So, so it came down to us, and I think in the last race it was literally whoever finishes ahead for the championship. And unfortunate what happened to him in that crash. I definitely didn't want to want the race to go on like that, but it's what it is. He's a great competitor. Kept me honest. But it was still an amazing feeling. I think the first or second race of that round was the most intense because we were like running top 2, dicing throughout the race, and that was fantastic racing.
That was quite a good one to watch.
Yeah, yeah. So I had to like keep it at 100%, and I'm sure he was at 110, like trying to attack. So it was really, really hardcore, nice racing, and but yeah, fantastic feeling to win the championship after kind of a dismal 2017.
Right, now after the championship win in 2018, now here you are in the ITC with a factory drive with Volkswagen. How's it been so far, and how has the Vento been adapting to the conditions?
Yeah, the Vento project has always been, we started out last year by, kind of introducing the ITC class to what a turbo car can do, and it's always been promising. And the first round in Coimbatore, the car came alive, and we finished all 3 races on the top step, and in race 2, top 3 finish for the team. It's been fantastic. I owe a lot of my career to Volkswagen. If not for them, I would have probably even not been in motorsport, because they kind of gave me a career line in terms of a job as a driver coach. So even in sustenance, it helps, and it kind of goes in an emotional way where you're representing the brand that you kind of had your first success with. The first win was with a Volkswagen. So it's really, really special. It's a very high honor to be a factory driver in a program like this, and to drive for such a big brand. And so far so good with the championship. We're still leading by round 2. But it's all to play for, and it's a fantastic car in terms of the drivers. We've done our job, but there's so much hard work put in by the engineers, and Sirish has been so forward thinking with this whole concept, to put 3 cars, to invest that money when the rules come out. It takes a big call, and that's the sort of motivation and support that we should all have in terms of Indian motorsport to take it to new heights.
Right. Hopefully the project comes to fruition at the end of the year. Well, one thing about Karthik that really intrigues me is his versatility in his driving. Karthik, I heard from someone that you once drove 3 categories and at the racetrack in one day. How did you manage that? How did you adapt to the race cars all in a flash? Like you're done with one and all of a sudden in another race car.
It was kind of competition in 2, and the other one was a bit of like a shakedown / testing in a race. It was the early prototype of the Volkswagen Vento ITC, the very early prototype. And then I was also doing the 2000s and the 1600s. So for sure, a very tiring weekend. But yeah, you kind of get used to it. It's not easy, but to be honest, as a racing driver, you just want to be racing all the time. So it's nothing that I complain about. But yeah, you with the experience, you kind of know how you go about racing different types of cars, but it's kind of freaks you out for the first 2 laps because of the gear shapes, the reference points that you have for the different cars. But once you get into the groove, you're pretty good. But it kind of comes with experience where where you instantly adapt to it, and
Right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Karthik. It was a pleasure speaking to you.
Pleasure's all mine.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you like this video, feel free to leave a like, maybe a comment as well, and don't forget to share this video too. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. Cheers.